Youth Council, and we're here today to celebrate, as Councilwoman Dickens said. I don't know if it's a celebration, but we're here for Hip Hop Against Gun and Gang Violence Week. City Council has proclaimed May 18th to the 24th as Hip Hop Against Gun and Gang Violence Week. We already know, being in the hip hop community and being just people from the hood, that when Memorial Day hits and it starts to get warm and the kids start coming home and being home all day, gun violence spikes and gang violence spikes. So instead of sitting around and watching it happen every year, we decided to take a proactive effort to stop and slow down and curtail and basically get some solutions from the young people on what we could do to stop this madness, because we're just basically sick and tired of it. So we're doing a whole week of events from the 18th to the 24th in the 5 boroughs in Long Island. And then we're going to be doing events all throughout the summer for the 125 days, getting proactive effort from young people, like the young lady up there holding the banner, because we're just sick and tired of it and we don't like to do a lot of talking. So with that being said, I'll pass it on to the chairman of the organization, Brother Charles.
He stole all my lines. But that's good. I like to see my young people, that's my son, be proactive. And like he said, I'm here today because this is a unique partnership. We're making history today. This is history. Hip-hop coming together with our elected officials.
Right.
Tired of sitting around complaining. And what motivated me today, we were going to do this next year. We had more time to plan and all that. But Trayvon Martin motivated me. When that situation happened, I looked in the mirror, and at first it just was like, oh, another murder, whatever. And I looked and I said, you know what? I'm desensitized. I said, I'm desensitized to this. It's like I don't even really care what happened. I mean, I care, but when you're desensitized to violence, you don't do anything about it. So I said, we can't be of that nature. So I called up the elected officials and they were gung-ho on board about let's do something this year. So I'm happy to be here with the City Council, all right, to be a part of this initiative, knowing that we have some partners with the hip-hop community coming together with City Council, local businesses, organizations, and making some noise out there to be proactive, to take it to the streets. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about, So we're taking it to the streets this year with the hip-hop community, and we have solutions to the problem. I'm going to let the councilwoman come up here for a second and say her piece, because it's very important that our elected officials tell you guys what they think and why they partner with us, and then we'll close out. But it's all about solutions. We have solutions to the problems. We're not just sitting up here talking. We have 44 consecutive weeks in red firm housing projects with no homicide and no reported shootings. 44. And before we would bring this initiative, the City Council, who we respect more than any elected party in this state, all right? We use the state's money to test the projects so that we wouldn't come back here with some dream, because we don't want these brothers to get behind something that's not real. So now we're able to take the success of that SNUG program, which has components that nobody knows about, and roll into hip-hop, but now the gang piece comes in. We want to address these gangs because that's a very important entity. So, Councilwoman, I'd like to use the thing.
Thank you so much. The City Council is here. I have Council members Robert Jackson from Harlem, Council member Leroy Conley from Queens, Council member Darlene Mealy from Brooklyn, Council member Charles Barron, Brooklyn, Council member Melissa Mark Viverito from East Harlem, and we're standing here together, united. All of us are standing here together with the hip-hop culture to say no to violence. Now we're celebrating our young people, because that's what it's about. It's not about fearing our young people. It's about celebrating them and letting them know that you are our future. It's joining together the hip-hop culture, the electeds from the City Council, that says because you are our future, we must love you. We must embrace you. We must put the money together. We've got to listen to you instead of fearing you. And that's why we're here together. And I want to thank the hip-hop culture for coming down and being willing to bring this to the City Council and stand together so that the electeds from the city council and the hip hop culture can come up with viable answers. Not just say, well, we put 2 cents in or $2 in, but to come up with answers to stop the violence, stop the killing, so our young people can survive and be our future. They are the future of this world. New York City, New York State, America, and the world. And we want them to inherit it in the way they're entitled and should. So I want to thank them, and as a result, we've got a proclamation that we're presenting hip-hop against gun and gang violence. And although we're celebrating a week for our young people and bringing them to the forefront, it's not about 1 week, it's about 52 weeks out of the year that we're supposed to embrace our young people, teach our young people, listen to our young people, fight for our young people. And I'm going to ask my colleagues to join Councilmember Barrett. Would you read part of it? And I'm going to ask Robert Jackson.
Whereas the Council of the City of New York is proud to join the hip-hop community in addressing the problems of gun and gang violence as we honor the Hip Hop Summit Youth Council's Hip Hop Against Gun and Gang Violence Initiative and yes. Well, I just wanted to say, I want to thank the father and son Bishop team. 44 days of peace is not an easy task. 44 weeks, thank you. 44 weeks. 18 Mitchell and Man Up did 100 days in East New York. When people think of hip hop, they think of violence. They think of artists that don't care, just trying to make some money. But these two brothers have been out here consistently. Let one of them do something negative, be media all over the place. And now we got some brothers doing something real, something positive, something that's having an impact. And believe it or not, I don't care how well I speak and how well Councilwoman speaks, this hip-hop power has a far more impact and influence on our young people than anything any one of us could say anywhere in the neighborhood. So this is gonna go a long way. And the state should fund these brothers more. The city should put their money where their mouth is. We appreciate the proclamation, but show us the money to get it to groups that are willing to go out into our neighborhoods and reach people that most of us can't reach. They're willing to do that, and I say that it's right on time. Hip hop today, hip hop tomorrow, hip hop forever.
This initiative to work with the hip hop community as they come out to speak against gun violence and to reach out directly to young people on the street, in the neighborhoods, in the corners, in the bodegas, in where the young people congregate, to get a message to them directly from the leaders of the hip hop community. And I look forward to this initiative expanding, embracing more artists that can come and work in the community to get to our young people. Because hearing from us is one level, but hearing from people that are actually living hip-hop, that are breathing hip-hop, that are promoting hip-hop, to negate gun violence and to make sure that we can save as many young children as possible is a commendable program. So I'm here today to encourage all of those that may want to be interested, that may want to take a stand, that may want to try to save a young child to be part of this program. Thank you. To be part of this program. Thank you.
Uncle Daniel's Video Music Box.
All right, man.
Well, I'm glad to be here today. Of course, I've been doing my program for over 30 years, Video Music Box. The whole idea of Video Music Box was to educate and entertain. We called it entertainment when we first started it, the original mandate. We used the music to bring the young people in so we could give them a message. And that's what we've been doing for 30 years. And so I'm just glad to be here today as part of it. The original idea of hip-hop is love, peace, unity, and having fun. That's all we wanted to do. Take the kids off the street, the gang violence and the gun violence, and bring them into the centers and the parks. The city parks can be filled up with kids just having a good time, listening to music. No violence, nothing like that. That's what we want to see this summer. I'm in every borough, Staten Island, the Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, wherever it's at, I'm there. Jersey, I'm there all the time doing events, that have no problem.
Melissa Montevirito, because you know we also fund the basketball games for our young people to participate in because they enjoy sports, and the hip hop culture comes to every sporting event to try to talk to our youth, give a positive message, and to stop any potential for violence so that there are no Trayvon Martins from Brooklyn, from the Bronx, from Harlem, from Queens, from Staten Island.
Well, I want to thank Councilmember Inez Dickens and all the colleagues that are here for really recognizing this wonderful organization in terms of what its intent is, the Hip Hop Against Gang and Gun Violence. It seems like it's a bit difficult to get that all out at once. But, you know, we in Harlem, in Greater Harlem, and in East Harlem, where I represent, we've been really trying to fight youth violence. And we need to bring everyone together to ensure that we provide positive alternatives to our young people, and everyone has a role to play. The hip-hop culture, in terms of the leadership there, also the clergy, civic leaders, our young people themselves. We need to be part of the solution and providing viable alternatives and messaging, PSAs, concerts that are constructive, and that is all things that we need to provide. One of the things that we have the ability to do as council members is to allocate monies to our nonprofits and really allocate resources desperately needed to provide positive alternatives. This administration, unfortunately, has been decimating a lot of those services and vital programs, all the more reason the discretionary monies that we allocate are critical to really supporting our communities. And so I want to thank anyone that gets together to step up to the plate to speak up for our young people, to provide positive alternatives, to look to end gun violence in our communities, is anyone that I would partner with and be aligned with. So I really want to thank you for what you're doing, and really look forward to all the events that you have in mind. Yeah, Lindsay, thank you.
Jania Butler of the Hip Hop Union. I want to congratulate the Fisher family for bringing this initiative. It's very important. I think one of the most important things is that the kids understand that people care about them. And coming together with Inez Dickens and the rest of the city council, it's a wonderful thing. We have to just continue to build. They'll respond if they understand that we care about them and that there's other things other than guns and gangs in the community. So we have to make sure that they get jobs. We have to make sure that they get the training in the future. Everybody see this young man behind it? This is a gang-looking person, but he's not. He's doing what we asked him to do, because if we tell them what to do, they'll do it. And so we just need to lead from here. So thank you, and I thank you guys for the support.
Last speaker.
On behalf of Ruger Records family, I'd like to thank Charles and Randy for inviting us, or the family in this movement right now. As far as us, we've gone on bases out in the Bronx, and we see a lot of talents come through for us to build. And we actually lose a lot of talent to the streets. So it's time we shape up and start hitting the streets and say, this is what we need to be done, and do what we got to do to save those talents. We can go a lot further than these streets. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna close out. Definitely, I want to thank Councilman Barron, Councilwoman Dickens, and Comrie, and the rest of them for coming down today, for supporting this. Especially these two behind me. I love Councilman Barron. I've already told him I'm a fan. We agree to disagree, but anytime you want to start changing pictures in City Hall, that was it, you know. So, I'm supporting him 100% because he's out there in a tough town, Brooklyn, and he speaks really, really hard for our people. All right, and it's time this year that the community gets behind brothers like him and the councilwoman Inez here. We need to get behind them. So that's why we're doing this, because the young people out there need some direction. Hip hop has a lot of influence, and if we can get behind our elected officials, we can really see something happening. Right now, they're in there by themselves.
That's right.
They're by themselves, and they're wondering, where are we? Where's the people? Where's the children? Where's the kids? We're never with them. So we want to make a change this year. We want to get behind our elected officials, show these young people the power of politics, and that if they use the power of the vote and the ballot, we can make a difference. So this is a marriage. We're going to make this happen. We're going to make a difference, and I want to thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, thank you.
Let me get a